Shu, though, picking off Iris. That is a crucial one. And the longer this team fight goes out, the more the Gladiators, scrappy individuals, Kevster, Shu, are being able to turn this fight around.
Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fight, One Side. This time we look at Kevster's POV when it comes to the Gladiators against the Atlanta Reign. We are playing on Hanamura and it's the double shield or Orisa composition, let's say like this, against the Orisa composition. So a mirror matchup. The only difference is that Pelican on the Atlanta Reign is playing Echo and that he has a Mercy with him. And on the attacking side, Gladiators, we see Kevster on the Tracer and Shu on the, Skewered on the Zenyatta. So let's watch the fight going, and we have to start here also with the kind of end of the second fight. And yeah, from then out we will take a close look on how Kevster is such a pain in the ass basically for the Atlanta Reign.
Gonna get shut down. Beautiful plays coming out from Gator there.
Yeah, that's phenomenal stuff. Also, Hawk being able to stop Kevster getting constant pressure out makes him a little more cautious in terms of when he's going to engage. But Kevster's essentially built up a pulse bomb in the midst of all of that. Look at this position from Pelican too. As soon as they push in, gorgeous halt. As soon as the Gladiators push in, they're caught in a pincer between the tank line of Atlanta and the Mercy and Echo that are playing from behind them. It's a lovely crossfire, and look at Hawk's position.
They have no idea. Hawk has sandwiched himself there into the corner. And the Gladiators, they push all the way through. Pulse bomb, going to be a connection for them. Kai does take down space though, trades with it anyway.
Big pick from Skewed.
Yeah.
He takes down Kai.
There's a big pick. See the duplicate form being taken out. Bird ring, okay. Just fires off the rapid fire arrows. Pelican removed Muse now, falling so low. Self-destruct into the corner, has to play right into the line of sight of the enemy, and they just burned him down anyway. He had nowhere to go, nowhere to run. There's only two directions, and both of them were a death sentence.
Beautiful set plays by the Atlanta Reign. Shu, though, picking off Iris. That is a crucial one. And the longer this team fight goes out, the more the Gladiators, scrappy individuals, Kevster, Shu, are being able to turn this fight around.
And here we are again. Such a consistent and interesting playstyle on Kevster. Why I chose exactly this word is because of the reason that a lot of Tracers, feels like, especially in ranked, always struggle with the idea of being this constant pressure against the enemy team without me actually being kind of the one that carries the team. And especially when we look at the compositions and see that Kevster is basically the only one, together with Space, who actually can dive into the enemy backline. All other team members, all 5 of them, are mostly around this close range, or I mean in this case, in this matchup at least, close range brawl matchup, and trying to get specific kind of cooldown trades happening. I don't want to go more specific in this. And Kevster is kind of stands out a little bit. So the interesting part that normally what you kind of expect from a Tracer, this divey style, burst somebody down, kind of using the cooldowns explosively. He used his whole cooldown set to be in a consistent, annoying space for the Reign and just sustains there without actually overextending too much. And I want to show that, especially kind of when we look over his gameplay now in detail, that you don't always have to be this, mechanically super gifted Tracer that almost one-shots everybody. You just have to basically be smart and know exactly the timings of your engagement. We see that Kevster was not scouting for himself here. We was basically waiting for the confirmation, for the communication of his team. In ranked, however, it will obviously not happen. You should still scout for your own, but do it as defensively and as safe as possible. So the moment kind of they told him like, yeah, hey, we're going in right now, we're going in Baptiste together with Space, he obviously engages in him and tries to take him out. Afterwards going onto the immortality field, and obviously a nice kind of cooldown trade. So now that after kind of Hawk used a substantial amount of his defense metrics, he saw the opportunity basically to also use his pulse bomb. Will not always hit, right? It's like you expected, like some pulse bomb hit, some not. I would say it was a decent attempt, didn't happen, fine. But afterwards, because obviously the fight isn't over, he plays in a really defensive position because he knows he does not have this his recall right now. So right now, he wants to be out of the line of sight of anybody who can one-shot him. So basically this includes the Hanzo, this includes anybody who is damage boost from Mercy, and yeah, most of this, right? Like basically playing as sustainable as possible. So after like kind of getting on the high ground here and finding basically the first target he can shoot is basically in this case Orisa. D.Va comes to contest him, and I'm pretty sure if Hawk would basically actually attack him, he would immediately just blink back and kind of stall him. Because at the end of the day, if he, like basically Hawk takes his full time to take care of Kevster, and Kevster takes his full time to not die, this trade-off at the end, especially in the situation that the Gladiators are right now, is a good trade. Because right now we are pushing, like all the Gladiators are pushing, they even have the trance used. So the only thing he needs to do is to basically take the attention from one player completely to be as effective. So in this case, obviously, like Hawk drops down again, which I think is also the right play. But obviously, this also opens up for Kevster to just keep spamming on Gator. Now he drops down because he saw an opportunity to kill him, to finish him off. Don't really think this was the right call, but afterwards basically he says, hey, my team is still pushing with trance, they're giving me the space to just kind of now go for this backline heroes that obviously he wants to go for. So now he goes for the Baptiste. Does not quite get him in one clip, which is also like what we should expect, right? Like it's not something that you have to, that you have to pull off every time to be effective, because right now what this does is that forces Masa, who just basically used the ultimate together with also Gator, it forces Masa to not to use a his damage boost, but the healing beam to keep Iris alive. The same way also it forces Iris to use his defensive ability, like basically the healing field, and like the AoE healing, I don't mean the immortality field of course, and also takes the attention from him towards the Tracer, which obviously Rain does not want to do. Like everything that Rain wants to do is right now like push into the front line and trying to take out the tank, or trying to basically punish them, because right now Gladiators are just pushed into the enemy team or into the Rain's team, and with these two ultimates they're definitely capable of bursting down even a tank. But just because one basically ultimate like damage boosting ability is completely denied from Kevster together with the damage potential from Baptiste, he kind of takes, like he spreads the team so thin that the Rain cannot really utilize the ultimates as well, as we can see here. And the tank from Gladiators gets out and they can stabilize afterwards. Now, obviously, after basically getting healing, well, after the Baptiste uses healing ability and Mercy also damage boost or healing boosting, obviously Kevster knows, okay, like I cannot kill the Baptiste, right? I'm not even trying to go for the one clip potential. I don't even think, I mean, definitely you cannot damage boost or like burst through kind of this amount of healing. So basically he just recalls out, takes this on the way out, because I mean it was just right in front of him, and plays defensive again. Why defensive? I mean obviously, right? Like he has no blinks ready right now. He needed to use at least 1 or 2 blinks to get out, and he also has no cooldown, no recall. So you would say in some situations, okay, but now I feel kind of I'm AFK, right? Like now it's kind of almost, let's say like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus maybe 3 situation, right? Like because Kevster is just not existing at all. But this is okay, because he is not the one that can kind of initiate stuff on his own. He needs kind of the follow-up potential from the team, or he needs the initiation from the team to kind of go for those final blows. So he will basically just be AFK on the point and waits for the Gladiators, or like for his teammates, to kind of make a play. So he's just basically annoying. Obviously this is like insignificant damage. This is completely like not useless, but it's not really a thing. And now basically a space made the call like, hey, I want to go to Baptiste. Why on the Baptiste and why not on the like anybody else? And the main reason is because Kevster already forced out his heal, right? Like if we go on Iris, actually, oh, interesting. I mean, I actually thought that they went for it because the healing ability is not available anymore, but I mean, I can also be wrong. I haven't actually checked this. But even though the healing ability was on right now, they basically managed to kind of take him out. And even if he would not been taken out, then this kind of really good play also from space, you have to say, would have forced out the immortality field, which I think would be easily destroyed, and Iris would also die. So we see that kind of Kevster was again waiting for this team to make a play, and then he basically just, yeah, used this moment to kind of get the burst damage in that he needs to do. And obviously here Masa, which is just with the damage orb from the Zenyatta, I don't want to say easy kill, But obviously there we also see that Kevster obviously has the mechanics to one-shot almost every hero, or like every 200 HP hero with relatively ease. So to summarize why Kevster's play is, in my opinion, like really inspiring also for ranked tracers, is that he really understands the right timing when he goes in and the resource management. When you play Tracer in Overwatch, don't always feel forced to only go for this I dive in and I have to kill somebody, if not I'm useless kind of idea. Look for the right moments when your team actually kind of can use the burst damage to finish somebody off. And if not, look for a really annoying place where you can basically just exist. Don't feel yourself forced to always go into close range engagements. As long as you have this active position where you can always and almost immediately kind of follow up to an opportunity the team creates for yourself, this is the one that you want. So and this also means you don't always want to hide somewhere. You want to, if you have to scout for it yourself, because in ranked you obviously will not have the enemy or your team communicating like, hey, we're going in right now. So you have to be in a more visual position where you can actually scout for yourself. So instead of basically hiding here maybe inside, right, and just waiting for something to happen, what you should have, or what you should do in ranked especially, is to kind of look for it yourself, look for the timing. Okay, like the enemy team goes in right now, and now I kind of go in and go for it. Like look for a position where you can kind of see the map and then find the timing on your own. All right, I hope this was really useful and helpful for you guys. If you like the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see us in the next video of One Side and One Fight.